bit earlier, but I had some things to do. I was trying to, I had a Zoom meeting, and what I'm gonna talk about today is why people can't drive. I don't know for the life of me, like, what is going on. Like, there's so many driving schools. There's so many different, like, DMVs, and what is it, driving motor vehicles? I don't know, but y'all know what it stands for. If there's all these DMVs, you're taking driver's tests, you're taking your pictures, you're getting licensed, or you're getting the permit, or you're getting your state license. Then when you get out on the road, it's a whole different story. It's like road rage is going on everywhere, y'all. I don't know what's going on. Okay, I go out and I try to drive normally. I think everything is okay. And then somebody just pulls out in front of me without even putting on their signals. Y'all, I know that this life is a rush. You got to hurry up and get from point A to point B. But I want to get where I'm going without having to worry about somebody sideswiping me. Okay? Stop driving so fast. Now, I have a need for speed, y'all. I know sometimes when I get on the road, I like to go ahead and take off and get things done. But if I am driving and you're on the left-hand side and you clearly see that I'm trying to get to the right, and as soon as I go to the right lane, you just jump right back in front of me, you know what? It's going to be a problem. I'm going to be very upset. And you know what? It's not much you can do when there's a driver around you that's driving crazy, but you can hurry up and get away from them. I would say, y'all, use the skills that you learn in driving class. Okay? So when you went to driving school and they asked you to watch a little video, you watched a little 30-minute video or 20-minute video for 7 days or whatever the case may be, and you get all those lessons. Pay close attention. There are signs on the road for a reason. You have the lights turning red, yellow, and green for a reason. I literally, on the turnpike the other day, y'all, they changed it from a yield sign to a stop sign. Because people were no longer stopping and they were zooming out in front of the crowd. And guess what? It caused an accident. It's the reason why they had to change that sign from yield to stop. They had to force people to actually stop. And that don't make any sense, y'all. It's like if the sign says yield, that means at least like slow down and look to see if somebody is coming and then take off. Don't go straight for the takeoff. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, I got my top fans right there. And so, hey, everybody, this is my husband right here. Yeah, so if he got to chime in and let me know, you know how the traffic is messed up. I mean, I heard that it's worse. I'm telling you, when we stayed in Raleigh, I'm telling you, everybody was going 70 to 80 miles per hour. I thought, you know what, I don't think I'm going to make it. It was an accident almost every day on that highway. You remember, babe? I don't know if it was 45 or 40 or 80. I don't remember which highway it was. But every time, y'all, it was a 5-car pileup every 2 to 3 days. And I was just like, what is going on? Like, when you get on the highway, y'all, that's the safest time that you have to drive. Now, if you already know that you don't know how to drive the highway, take the back roads. I mean, I hate to say it, but it's like, if you get on the highway, you need to be experienced. You don't need to be taken up. And then if you already know, like maybe your tire is a little low, don't get on that highway. Because more than likely, that thing is going to burst. And then you're going to hold up, hey, everybody, thank y'all for coming on in. Yes, I'm talking about some bad drivers today. I'm just going to have to air some people out because I've been seeing some crazy stuff going on. Okay, I saw like 2 accidents the other day. I'm like, what is going on in the driver's school? I know y'all watch the same class that I watched. It's like a 30-minute little video for 7 days. And then you get on the, on the highway or on the roads, right? So I'm sitting up here like, okay, it was very easy to pass the class. I would say that. Everybody seemed like they was paying attention. Everybody seemed like they passed the science test. So if you know what these things mean, don't get on the road and do the opposite of what the sign says. I don't get what's going on. I mean, I got out here the other day and I tried to drive. I said, okay, let me go ahead and switch lanes real quick because I see this other car swerving and getting all over the road, going crazy. I said, maybe they had something to drink. I don't know. But they're not driving really good at all. I try to get around them. They cut me off. I try to go the other way. They cut me off again. I said, you know what? You know what? I'm about to, yeah. What's that? Oh, damn, I'm about to drop out of school. I'm gonna hurry up and get off this line. But yeah, y'all. So then, you know, the next thing that happened, I said, all right, you know what? This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stop going on that road. That's what I usually do. If people can't drive on the way that I always take, or my, you know, route that I take in the morning, yeah, hey, what's up, what's up? Yes, y'all see how it is when people cut you off and it's like, I got some place to go. I got things to do. And it's just like, if you don't know where you're going, this is the number one rule for me. Before I leave the house, know where I'm going. Number one rule. Just don't leave the house and just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna drive out today and, you know, get in front of everybody and cut them off, and you're just leisurely driving. Most people have a place to go, y'all. If you know you're going to the grocery store, go to the grocery store. Don't cut off another lane. Go right in the lane that you need to be in to get over to the right or left to go ahead and be in that grocery store. Don't try to wait till right before you get to the place that you're going and switch over real quick and then jump. Stop doing that. If you're doing that, if you're one of those people, that's very annoying. Be in the lane that you're supposed to be in. Don't be like, well, I'm just going to switch over real quick, because you mess up traffic. You throw people off. They were going straight. They think that everything is good, and then you switch in front of them real quick, and then have the nerve not to put on a signal. Use your signals. They're there for a reason. I literally saw somebody just drive the whole time the other day. Thank you for the hearts. And they literally did not signal the whole time. And I had to be behind them.
What about the ones who sitting there at the red light?
Come on in so they can see.
When they ready to take a left, you got people on their phones and stuff. So like if you at an intersection, they ready to take a left. The first car will go. The second car will sit there and block another 8 people, so you can't even turn. So it's like, we got to pay attention. You know what I'm saying? Awareness is key. And a lot of times, it's like, a lot of drivers will hold up traffic. Or you have somebody say, for example, like, you know, I commute back and forth to work from 8 to 5. If you're not working, why are you going to try to go out there and try to drive 20 miles an hour while everybody's trying to go to work to get to work on time? You can wait another half hour or at least an hour, so that way you can drive like you do on every Sunday, instead of you sitting there trying to go there during prime time hours and drive when people are trying to commute. That's annoying to me, working from 8 to 5 and trying to commute back and forth to work. Thank God sometimes I work from home, but you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Don't be out there if you don't need to be out there. You know, it's self-awareness, and sometimes you have to have that. A lot of people don't have self-awareness. They don't understand the dynamics of it. Like me personally, if I'm retired, whatever it may be, and I know people are commuting to and from work, I'm not going to try to go out there and drive during prime time, because I know everybody's trying to rush, drop off kids, get to work. You know, it goes on. Stop going out there during high peaks of times when you don't need to be out there. Some people are out there just for no reason, and all they're doing is congesting the traffic that could have been unavoidable, so everybody can commute and get to the point A and point B in a timely manner and a timely fashion.
Right.
It's not hard, y'all.
Thank you.
She forgot her lunch though, by the way, because you know I packed it and she left it in the refrigerator.
I'm assuming she go to lunch at 10:40.
Do she? Okay.
Well. Can you zoom real quick? Okay, I'm gonna be off here in 10 minutes. Okay, so yeah, thank you, babe. I really appreciate that, because that's what he's talking about. If you don't have to be driving or walking in the morning when people are going out to work or school, don't like be out there blocking up traffic. And you know, some of our neighbors, like, we know what time they get out to walk in the morning. So I try to say, hey, I'm gonna get the kids, but I'm not gonna mess up people's walk, or I'm not gonna mess up their, walking their dog, because I know you got to do stuff in the morning. You can't just wait till everybody else is doing what they're doing and then go out. Because, you know, maybe the dog got to use the bathroom, or, you know, we're not talking about that. We're just saying, like, if you don't have to go out, don't mess up traffic.
What about the bike riders?
Yeah, the bike riders too.
I understand the bike rider, your pedestrians, you trying to do what you gotta do. You out there, you know, you holding up traffic, holding your signal, you about to take a left. You driving during peak times. You can't ride your bike at 6 in the morning, maybe 7 in the morning, maybe wait till 9 in the morning. You don't have to work that day. You sitting there holding up traffic, putting on your left-hand signal. I'm like, come on. And then people are swerving around you because they're trying to get to work. Don't go during the prime times when people are commuting back and forth to work. You got plenty. How many hours is in a day? Last time I checked, there's 24 hours in a day. Pick one, but don't do it during. If you're in a major, major city type of area, metropolitan city, stop trying to go on these major roads during prime time when people are trying to go to and from work. You have plenty of time to get your exercise in. That's just my personal opinion, y'all. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you. And
I
that's
can't stand them either.
right. Yeah. It's like in the morning, if you know it's going to be busy, wear something bright. Wear something bright. Cause you remember when we was in Raleigh, the police officer, when the guy was riding downhill, smacked him, and then he died, y'all.
Yeah, unfortunately, somebody
Yeah.
died because they were driving.
Somebody
drunk.
died because of, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it was a police officer that hit him, right? If
Yeah,
I'm not
it was like
mistaken, or it was a person.
There was 3 people who died in 1 year on bikes during times when people was trying to commute back and forth to work.
Right.
And it's sorry to say that. I hate to, even talk about that because I never want to see nobody lose their
Right,
life
lose their
because
life.
they were like family men, family women, whatever it may be, and it's heartbreaking to hear something like that. But at the same time, is you have to know and understand when's the best time for you to be, getting out there in nature at the time. You don't want to do that on a Monday where it's rush hour.
Yeah.
And there was I was in Greensboro. It was like we was getting off at Bank of America. There's like 2,000 employees getting off. This dude is driving his bike right there at 5:15, holding up traffic. Come on, bro. Are
Yeah.
you kidding me? It's 5:15. You got 2,000 people just getting off this entire area. You can't wait an hour, or you can't come an hour before.
Right. And so it's like, do you blame the driver or the person on the bike? And so it's really hard to say because sometimes it's like if you know that it's going to be a lot of traffic, take another route. And then also what I was going to say too, and I don't want to just get on certain people all the time, but it's like there's a dog park right down the street from where we're at, but we still have people walking their dogs on the greenway and letting them poop everywhere. And I'm just like, I know some people, really love their dogs and love their pets and things like that, but you might have to police up after them or clean up after them and be weary of the drivers because the drivers don't always see you when you come off the greenway. And let me go back to people that can't drive, but I'm getting like to the point where I'm like, do we need to have more than one driving school that people go to before they get on the road? To warn them of people, pets, motorcycles, because there's different vehicles out on the road now. What's that thing? The spider that you like? What is it called?
Slingshot.
The slingshot.
Yeah.
Okay, so there might need to be like a special driving school for those as well.
I want one of them slingshots.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to get one.
But
They
I
drive
ride those on the
smoothly.
weekends. I don't know.
Right. You know what I mean? So definitely, most definitely. And so there might need to be like maybe a refresher course that people have to go to and just like get it done. Because I know now when I go to the DMV, I just go ahead and rapidly refresh my ID. I don't even have to retest or do anything, y'all. Sometimes I'm thinking like the DMV needs to retest some people because no, some people are driving on the line and I see them swerving on in my lane a whole lot now. And I'm like, I don't know if we need to have some more medians to where people can stay on their side of the road. One time I just saw somebody turn the other day and it said one way and they went the wrong way. I was like, oh, don't they know the sign at least is black and white? And then, they didn't even look and they just turned in there. I said, okay, that was when we was in the downtown area.
Right. You ever
Getting that
notice
good
this
food.
too? Even to put it on the driver sometimes. So I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes like if you're running late for work, you're gonna be late for work. You might as well just coast. If you might get in the currents, whatever your regulations are at your job and all that. Just go ahead and ease what you're doing. Don't try to rush. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be late. And not only that, if you notice like whenever you're running late for work, it's like every light is going to be red.
Hey, Corey.
How you doing, Corey?
Hey,
What's
Karen.
going on? How you doing, Karen? It's like every light seems to be red. It's like you have to prepare yourself. Make sure you're leaving on time so you don't have to rush that much. So that way, if you do get stuck in light, you do get stuck in traffic, you're still gonna get there in a timely manner. But when you're sitting there trying to rush and get to work, you're just as bad as the pedestrians out there too, because now you're rushing, you're doing a lot of things you shouldn't do. Because it seems like every time I'm running late for work, every light wants to hit me. But if I wake up and hour early before I'm preparing myself to go to work, have my breakfast, my cup of coffee, whatever it may be, I have no problems getting to work. So you have to also be mindful, like, hey, I have to be at work at 8. Traffic might be thick during later in the week. I'll make sure that leave my home, my house, my apartment, wherever you're coming from, in a timely manner, so I don't have to rush, just in case that the traffic might be thick. So we also have to be mindful of that. So I like to be mindful on both sides, and I hope I kept it 100 with y'all.
Yeah, yeah. And then also too, y'all, if it's about to be a red light, let's talk about the best times that you can actually slip through. Okay. If you see it's more than 2 lanes or 3 lanes, don't try to slip through that light, because you might cause a major, accident. On Independence Drive out there.
Yeah.
When I was trying to drive that day for my interview, somebody tried to slip through.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it is 4 lanes, y'all. 4 lanes. Do not try to hurry up and get through on 4 lanes, because the other light's gonna hurry up and change. And some people don't be paying attention. They will drive out and hit you.
Right.
Especially here in Charlotte, I know that they added 77 to try to widen up the traffic. No, 77 just throws you out on another highway, y'all.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then there's some potholes right there when it throws you off on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what was I went over the other day? On Independence Drive, y'all. There's a car shop, a tire shop everywhere, because there's so many like potholes in the road. I know they're trying to fix those and do whatever the case they mean, but it's like $10 to do a plug now. I think, is it $10 or it might have went up to 30 now. It used to be $10 because I remember one time my car had 4 flat tires in 1 year, y'all. 4. Okay. And it wasn't because of my driving, but I used to hit the curves a whole lot. Then I used to hit the curves a
I
whole
got
lot.
real good at changing tires.
Yeah.
Willis.
I don't even know if it was because of my bad driving. I really think it was because Greensboro had all those railroad tracks everywhere, y'all. And the trains wasn't even out there, y'all. I don't even know why we got all them railroad tracks for no reason. And then those big old nails would get stuck in my tire. Okay. All right. So then we also, y'all, okay, the perfect time to run a red light. Make sure it is like yellow before you start to run it, okay?
Don't
and
run
then
it.
right, and don't run it if you
If
don't have
it's
to.
yellow, you can squeeze through. Don't slam on your brakes when it's yellow, especially when the traffic is flowing.
Yeah,
Keep it
that's another
moving.
thing. Don't slam on your brakes when it's yellow. I saw somebody do that, and I'm like, you could have made that light now. Come on, if you know you can clearly make it, but you just trying to go right by the book, listen.
I ain't gonna front. One time that person, they was slamming on the brakes at yellow, and good thing, I kind of predicted that, kind of knew they was gonna do that. I can tell how their driving habit was, so I made sure that nobody was in the other lane. I had to swerve around them just to keep it moving, and
Yeah.
the light was fully yellow. But they got up there as soon as it turned yellow. It's like, oh my God! It's like they panicked, and I knew it was gonna happen. So sometimes you gotta have the fundamentals and the judgment to know your surroundings to see what type of driver they are. Number one, they pulled and they took a right, and the traffic was flowing, so they rushed out to get into the lane, but they started slowing down. They started accelerating a little bit more. The light turned yellow, and they panicked, and I swerved around them. Thank God, nobody got, in any accidents and all that, but you just have to be cautious of that and kind of know your environment. And, you have to also be considerate of other drivers as well. I'm not going to sit there and take a right and cut out in front of a whole lane in the right lane and then start driving slow. That's
Yeah.
inconsiderate. I mean,
We
if
have
you're
that a
gonna
lot
pull
in
out in front of
Charlotte.
me, then accelerate a little bit, keep the flow going. Don't pull out in front of me or anybody else, any of us, and then drive 20 miles an hour.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
Don't do that.
That's not cool. You could have sat there and been safer if you would have never even turned, but you want to cut out in front of somebody and then you drive slow. That's annoying too. And I know y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, if you're going to take off. Don't get in front of somebody and then start driving slow. Because that's like, don't even get in front of me then. Because then you hold up the whole traffic.
Yep.
That gets so annoying, y'all. I'd be like, and I'm trying to get where I need to go. And then you went right there in front of me and then slowed down.
Yeah.
And then right when the light, like you said, is still yellow, you want to stop. No, do not do that, y'all.
Because
Don't.
they went to Dunkin' Donuts, got a donut,
You said a donut.
They pulled out on the right and it spilled on their shirt. They're like, oh, shoot. And they slow down. And now I got to feel the rat because you don't know how to eat your food right.
Mm-hmm. And then,
stay in the parking lot and eat your food then. So it don't spill on you.
right. And then also too, you know that road up there that it does that a U-turn because they don't want you to turn left in the intersection. I don't know who engineered that road. Sometimes it's not always the driver. It might be the engineering, and they don't want to redo the roads because it's already been like that for so long. Listen, y'all, they're redoing the roads right now in our area because the way that it was engineered. Hey, money, money. Oh, money, money. Okay, I know you like the money. Okay, yes, keep the money rolling in. It's the first of the month. Wake up, wake up, wake up. All right, so yeah, everybody got paid. I know everybody happy now. So yeah, come on in, come on in. So yeah, it's a road right down there, y'all. Okay, so instead of allowing people to turn left, so many people have messed it up and caused all these accidents that you can no longer turn left at this intersection. Hey, money, money, G money. Oh, okay, all right. Okay, so yeah, you get down there to this street, you can't turn left. You go to a automatic U-turn, and then even somebody messed that up, y'all. Okay, because they was like, oh, am I supposed to U-turn and keep going? Yes, U-turn and keep going. Do not stop. I mean, oh my God. And then it's like, if you yell at them, then they try to roll down the window and like, what? Listen, I'm not trying to fight just for some driving stuff. Do not have road rage. First of all, I know some people are just like, well, I'm gonna say something to them, or I had this one lady, y'all, and let me tell y'all what happened. I was in Greensboro. Hopefully she'll be on here too. I was driving down and I didn't see the bus that was in front of her. So I bumped my horn lightly. I didn't do like, holding down on it so I could say, get out the way. I did a light tap like, burp, burp. You know how you do that 1, 2? And then she put her middle finger up at me. And then she was like, what you gonna do? You ain't gonna do nothing, ho. I said, oh, okay, so you got the right one today, baby. And then so I pulled up beside her. I said, well, what's the problem? She's like, oh, you want a problem? You want to go? And I did not pay attention, y'all. She had her friend in the car. So, and it was just me by myself. I had to think a little bit like, you know what? If she get out that car with her friend, it might be a problem for me. So I told her, meet me somewhere. And she was like, I'm going to follow you then. And she sure did follow me, y'all, for a good, I would say 20 to 30 minutes, y'all. I had to drive around to lose this lady because she was crazy. Just over me bumping the horn. Okay? Do not have road rage. Y'all, it don't make no sense. If somebody bumped the horn at you, just go. That means the light was green. Don't get mad because you wasn't paying attention. And then like try to fight somebody and stick up your middle finger. I'm like, no, calm down. That's too much. And then I shook my head and I was like, that's disrespectful. I don't know what I said. It was a long time ago. When you're young, you're very hot-headed. So I was just like, well, let's go then. Shoot. You ain't got to tell me more than once.
And also be careful because, like nowadays, the world that we live in, 2025, road rage can be a problem where some people don't even make it home.
Right.
So if it's not worth, I know everybody is more proactive. So sometimes you have to tell yourself it's not worth it. Just fall back. You got a family, your wife, your husband, you got kids and all that stuff. Nowadays, just be easy. Don't try to argue with everybody. Don't try to be tough. It's not about your pride. Make sure you get home and do what you have to do. So sometimes you have to make a decision where it's time to fall back. You have to, because there's a lot of people who's involved in road rages who are no longer with us. So keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the whole point is to get from point A to point B. And people make it really hard sometimes. Especially, I want to say, once you get to the uptown and downtown areas, y'all pay attention to what the signs say. It tell you where you need to go. Or do a route planning or something before you leave the house so that when you get down into the downtown areas or uptown areas, you know what you need to do. Okay? And then also, too, try to find where the parking is at. Because it's not always going to be at the front of these buildings out there. And don't try to cut somebody off so you can hurry up and get that parking spot. Just because, like, oh, I'm going to have to pay if I go to another one. Just pay at the parking garage. I know now the parking garage was like $15, maybe $17, Some places might be $20 or $30 for the parking downtown or whatever, or uptown. You know, if you're in Charlotte, it's uptown.
If not, get some exercise and don't even park at the parking garage. Do somewhere where you can get some exercise. You know, health is wealth.
Yeah, just walk. I know everybody like, don't say that. But
Walk. Enjoy the scenery. Enjoy the sight view. Go ahead and get some exercise. You ain't got to park right in front of the spot everywhere you go. Find a little spot where you comfortable at, and you know you got your family. And, hey, let's take a little stroll. Do that too.
yeah, because once we get into these, and then also too, when you're driving in these uptown, downtown areas, y'all, sometimes it's where the homeless population is at.
Oh yeah.
And you don't want them to get in your car anyway. So it's like park somewhere where it's out in the open. Daddy, you crazy. And then so park somewhere where it's out in the open. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to, go into the parking deck and then you come back and you ain't got no car. Well, I don't think they can steal your car because they got to pay to get out or whatever the case may
We
be.
got EV traction, all that. They steal my car. We got good insurance. Take it.
Nah, don't take my car. Don't take it. Don't take it.
We got good insurance.
We got good insurance, but at the same time, like, listen.
Take it. I'm gonna upgrade.
But you just notice too in the downtown area, people are driving crazy too, y'all. And I'm just like, listen, the homeless people do walk in front of you, so you better slow down because I saw that one person the other day literally trying to get my attention with the sign, like, hey, don't you see the sign? Like, listen, I know I normally give to the homeless people. I cannot give to y'all every single time.
Yep.
If I'm driving, I gotta focus on the road because the other drivers get mad when you trying to give somebody some money or a bag of chips or something, and you holding up traffic. Now, the one lady, she was homeless and she walked right out in front of everybody, and the light was green, and she took her time. It was yellow by the time she got across the street, y'all.
And we do a lot for people who are not as fortunate as we are. So we've been to shelters and we've been on different programs. We help a lot when it comes to the community because we understand fully. So I want to make that clear as well. Remember we helped out at the homeless shelter through my job. We sat there and helped feed people and all that good stuff. And occasionally we'll give money. We've done that plenty of times. Me and my wife have done that plenty of times because we know the struggle that's out here in life. But at the same time, we want to make sure that the key thing that we're trying to say overall is to make sure everybody's safe and just be mindful what you're doing, no matter what end of the side of the stick that you're on. That's basically what we're saying. Be careful, y'all. 2025, this world is crazy. Y'all know that. Be careful out there.
Right, and especially when the vehicles are starting to change, y'all. Okay, so we're going to go back to, y'all already know I already talked about my electric vehicle.
Yes.
The gas vehicles, they're not as fast as these electric vehicles, okay? I mean, well, some of them are. You know what I mean? I guess, if you're up into like a different type of car or whatever the case may be, then it might be a little bit. But ours, okay, we can get 0 to 60 in like 3 or 4 or 5 seconds, okay, y'all? All right, so if you try to race us, okay, it's not going to work, okay? But we try not to race on the highway like that, just on the side, whatever. I had to race my husband the other day, and guess who won? Who won, Daddy-O? Anyway, yeah, we was racing on the highway the other day,
I plead the fifth.
Yeah, I plead the fifth. Okay, yeah.
I plead the fifth.
Yeah, but it was fun. And then, it wasn't a lot of people around, and it wasn't like we was road raging and about to run anybody off the road or anything like that. So
Yeah, it was clear skies.
yeah, it was clear skies, okay? Let's talk about the people that try to do it, and it's not clear skies, okay? Don't do it, okay? I know I was going 80 on the highway the other day, and somebody had to be going 90 to get around me. You know what I'm saying? And because, like, the speed limit is 75 in Charlotte. 75.
Some areas 65, yeah.
Right. So I'm like, okay, yeah. I was going 80, so I'm good if, a cop try to pull me over. So somebody had to be going 90. Somebody had to be going 90, I swear. Especially on the weekend, y'all. Let's talk about, too, also, when it's bad weather, y'all.
Oh, shit.
When it's bad weather. First, we're going to start off with rain. When it's raining, do not be up on the bumper of the car in front of you.
Right.
Okay, because you got what's called hydroplaning.
Correct.
I saw somebody hydroplane before one time. I didn't think it was true. I was like, somebody just don't know how to drive in the rain. When I saw a car just pick up and go into the other lane, I was like, whoa. And it was a big old puddle. It's a big old puddle that always builds up by the bridge over there. So you can't even pass it.
Right.
Every time it rains almost. So, if it's raining really bad and you don't know how to drive in the rain, don't do it.
Right.
Because, go ahead, babe.
Yeah, because in the North Carolina area, in the last 3 or 4 years, we haven't been getting a lot of snow, but we'll get a lot of that black ice. When that rain, how y'all know who's here in the South, in the Middle South, and it's like, if it during the time when the winter months come in, we'll get that quick rain and all that. It'll freeze, certain parts of the road, what I'm saying, within a couple hours. But, the good thing about being in North Carolina is it warms up pretty quick. So all that black ice might be gone by noon. But you got the people, like I said, trying to go to work. That's the ones who want to get real close and tailgate and all that. Sometimes I even have to pump my brakes a little bit and, put my brakes on a little bit to the point where I'm not like doing it real hard where it's not feasible for the person behind me, but also just, kind of they can see my red lights, like, please give me space so we can have at least 2 cars in between us, because that's how I try to drive. I always try to keep my distance between the person in front of me and also the person behind me, so that way everybody is safe. And that's very important when you're driving. So just take heed of that, because you're sitting there just driving on somebody tailgating because everybody's rushing and the weather ain't good, it's not a good outcome. So just be careful out there.
Yeah, and I know now that people don't watch the news and the weather no more. I just know. I'm trying to tell you, they don't watch it no more.
It's on our phone.
Yeah, it's like we got Netflix now. We the next generation. Okay, I know. Look, we know how it is, but sometimes it's good to at least see what's going on with the weather before you leave out, so that you're not driving all over the place and you didn't know, hey, it was just a storm and then it's gonna be some tree branches down or something like that. Just watch the weather a little bit, maybe 5 or 10 minutes before you leave out, so you know what's gonna happen. Okay, I know when I was driving in Raleigh that one year and it was a snowstorm, and my job was like, you better come into work. I don't know what to tell you. And so I was like, babe, I got to go into work. It was 2 5-car pileups, 2 of them on the way to work. 2. But I'm going to say this too, though. The snow was coming down like real slow at first. Then mid-trip, I would say 10 to 20 minutes in, I could barely see. It was like a cloud of snow. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, okay, that's when I started to get nervous. Because I like to drive. I like to be on the road. I like to be out there and just see, what I'm saying, sightseeing, whatever the case may be. But I keep focused, because I go out, it's the sun rising, it's beautiful view, nice trees and everything. And then it's snowing. It's like Frosty the Snowman. You got the snow, songs playing and everything. And then next thing you know, I can barely see nothing. Okay, I was swerving too. I'm like, girl. I was like, oh shoot, let me call babe. If I don't make it home, listen,
You know what I'm gonna say? It's like when people are swerving and your visibility is not up to par. That's the best time for you to pull over. And then if you're going to work and all that, and some jobs might be lenient, some jobs might give you a hard time. That's the best time to use your phone and say, hey, there's no visibility. I pulled over for my safety and for other people's safety as well. So you have to make decisions at that time. Don't try to rush in, because your life is more important than any job. That's number one, and that's facts. Pull over, relax a little bit, take some pictures so you can send it to your leadership team, whatever, organization, company you're working for. That way you're safe. Your safety is more than anything, so just keep that in mind. I always follow those principles, because sometimes you want to go through natural things or unpredicted weather, inclement weather that may present to you at times. But the main thing is make sure you're safe. Sometimes it may take you 5 to 10 minutes to pull over to make sure you're comfortable, and then you proceed back on the road, so that way you can get to work in a timely manner and you uphold your safety as well, not just for yourself but other drivers that are around you. That's the key. All right, we gotta take her lunch to school, because we should forgot her lunch.
Oh, it's past lunchtime. She can always be something off the thing, because Junior got some breakfast.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so yeah, y'all, I ain't gonna stay on here too long today. We're gonna go live on TikTok in just a little bit, because I just want to go over all the things that I felt like people need to start looking at when they drive. Okay, first of all, like I said, know where you're going. Second of all, check the weather. And third of all, just be safe, y'all. Just be safe. Make it from point A to point B. If you need some help or you're older or you're elderly and you feel like you can't drive as good as you used to, just ask your grandkid or somebody in your house or something to drive for you and get you your, your medication or your, tobacco or what, 'cause the older people, they used to be on tobacco, y'all. Hey, just like, and oh, thank you for the subscribe, money. Okay, I appreciate that. Money. Hey, we like the money over here. Okay. Yeah, so, it's nothing wrong with asking like a grandkid or, one of your children, hey, can you take me, to get a little something or whatever case may be? Because we got a lot of elderly people in our neighborhood. And we keep a watch out. Like, hey, look like they was struggling today or they got lost or something like that. It was an Amber Alert maybe like a month or two ago, like an older guy, he got lost. He had dementia. And so we looking for him because, like,
yes, we were.
you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want him to get hit. You know what I'm saying? Out here in this, I mean, I'm telling you, it's chaos or whatever when it comes to driving. I mean, I know nobody want to walk anymore. Nobody don't want to walk anymore, right, Daddy-O? Even to go to the side store. We used to be able to just walk to the side store. Not no more. Y'all, I tried to walk to the side store the other day. Somebody almost ran me out the road.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I might be exaggerating, but still, I ran. Shoot. I was like, okay, as soon as the light, yeah, because they don't have a button over here for, like, the downtown, you got a button and you wait for the little, like, the walking man to come up.
EV
and then
bike.
you hurry up and go across. Yeah, I'm going to give me an EV scooter thing, like
you
you're saying right there. I can go ahead and zoom, get on across
When
there
you get
real
on
quick.
that, you ride. I mean, I'll be honest. Like if I get on something like an EV bike or something, I'm riding where I can see traffic. I know some people want to do, politically correct. Stay on this right side where people are behind me. I don't want nobody behind me. If I'm going on a major street, a major road, I have to see what's in front of me. Period. That's just me.
Yeah, watch the traffic that's coming. All right, y'all. Well, I appreciate it. For y'all tuning in, with the twin, and pretty much we going over this driving. And if y'all want some, routes or I would say tips and tricks, just reach out to us, and we'll let you know what we do to drive safe and make sure we get home. You know what I'm saying? Back home to our family, in a timely manner.
And we're gonna give y'all some more content, wifey's doing this thing. I like what she's doing. I appreciate y'all who's live and subscribers as well. And we might build some content where we're gonna have some conversations, no matter if it's about driving, no matter if it's about life in general, marriage, girlfriend, boyfriend, raising kids, living the world that we live in now. We're gonna give y'all some content that you might want to plug into. So just stay afloat.
Yeah, because tomorrow we're gonna go over about why stuff is not free anymore. And so if y'all like this content and y'all want to, keep with the vibe, then make sure you subscribe and turn on those notifications. And I'll see you in the next video. Pew, 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 pew. Salute. I'm out. Daddy, are you out too? Okay. All right, let's get off here. Let's go. Okay.